Hello. When we last left off, we were talking about the WordPress site and some of the things that we could do with it. What we did was we had set the site up so that it looked something like this, where we had our content on the right and our sidebar on the left. Of course, this is the underscores theme. Today, we're going to talk about importing test data and how you can use that to your advantage to test how the site will look under different circumstances. So in order to get test data, you need to go to this site here, codex.wordpress.org, theme underscore unit underscore test. And this has what's called an XML file, which is basically just a bunch of data that you can import into your database, your WordPress database, which will populate your underscores theme with pages and content so you can test it out. So to download this data, you click on this link, you get a page like this, and then you just simply go File, Save Page As, and it will save it wherever you want as theme unit test data. Of course, this is XML, which is essentially it's just a long list of data with names attached to it, and it knows where to go in your WordPress database. So then what you need to do is go to WordPress. You need to log in to your dashboard, and then you need to go under Tools and then Import. And it looks like my computer's taking a small lifetime to do this, so please hang with me. I guess you don't have much choice. We're just kind of hanging out. Okay, here we go. So we're going to use the WordPress importer to import this information. So you have to install it, which is just really a series of clicking on that and then coming to this next screen and choosing the file. So you choose the file. I'm going to go to my desktop where I've already saved the theme unit test data and hit open. And then it says upload file and import. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now it's going to say, how do you want to import all this? We'll definitely click on import attachments, download and import file attachments. That will be images. And so it says import author theme demos. So that's fine. And we'll just import all of these authors as exactly what their names are without switching it over to one author. This, by the way, is the same interface that you use if you're moving a WordPress website from one location to the other. You take the WordPress website and you use the export feature to create an XML file, which saves all the data from the website, and then you go to the new WordPress website and import that XML file, and that brings all your data over. So we're doing a similar thing here, but we're making, this is test data that we're going to bring into our underscore site here. So I'm going to leave all this at the default. I'm going to click the download and import file attachments, and I'm going to hit submit. And then we're going to wait. Now, while we're waiting, there was a note on the last page, the theme unit page over here, that said if everything didn't import the first time, to keep doing it until it said all done. In other words, keep hitting the submit. So we'll see what happens if it gets it all the first time. Sometimes you can actually import duplicate data. Okay, it looks like it was done, so all done, have fun, so you can click on that. So if we can go look at the front page of our website and see how it's changed. Well, as you can see, there's now menu stuff up here. There's recent posts and comments that didn't used to exist, categories, all this stuff, right? Now, if we go back into our dashboard, over here on the test unit page, it tells us what to do to set this test data up. So first we go under Settings General, and we set the site title to something fairly long and the tagline to something even longer. And these settings will facilitate testing how the theme handles these values. So I'm going to go into my dashboard here. I'm going to go into Settings General, and for the site title, I'm going to say this is Greg's Awesome website. Hooray, great. And then for the tagline, something even longer, the world's most amazing website that ever existed in the universe ever. Okay, so you put that information in there. See if there's anything else they want us to do on this general page. Nope. So, and you come down here and you hit Save Changes, and you can see that there is the what's called the site title, and here is the tagline. Okay, we'll go back to the dashboard here, and next we go into this area here, Settings, Reading. Set blog post show up most to 5. This setting will ensure that index/archive pagination is triggered. Pagination is where you read something and then there's page numbers at the bottom that are actually links that allow you to go back and forth. So settings, reading, set blog post show most to 5. Okay. So general settings, here's settings, and then reading. Blog post show at most 5. I'll change that from 10 to 5. It doesn't say anything about syndication, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Syndication is this one right here. So I'll just hit Save Changes. Notice that our front page is still set to a static page, which is home, instead of showing the blog, which would be this button up here. Okay, settings, discussion, enable threaded comments at least 3 levels deep. Okay, settings, discussion. Okay. Where is enable? Let's go at least 3 levels deep. Okay. That's the one we want, and I saw there was a second one here. Enable break comments into pages and set 5 comments per page. Okay. Break comments into pages with 5 top level comments per page. Let's see if that looks right. Break comments to page and set 5 comments per page. Okay, so that looks like everything we're doing in the discussions area. So we're going to hit Save Changes. Okay, now that's taking care of these 2 right here, these 2 right there. Next, settings, media. Ensure that no values are set for max width or height of embedded media. So, settings, media, let's see. Oh, it's under settings, media. So let's see, they want ensure that no values are set for max width or height of embedded media. Okay. Needs to determine the maximum thumbnail size. Well, it looks like embedded media, huh? Well, I guess we would have to take these numbers out. No values are set for max width or height of embedded media. Assume suggesting that the theme content with second implementation. Okay. So there it is. I guess we can leave the thumbnail alone because they haven't really mentioned that. So we'll do Save Changes. And then settings, permalink. Ensure that a non-default permalink setting is selected, e.g. month and name. This setting will facilitate stepping through the theme unit tests. Okay, so we got to go to permalinks and set it to month and name. So we're going to go under here to permalinks and set it to month and name, which is this one here. Now, by the way, permalinks is short for permanent links, and this means where your web page will live on the internet. And these are all the different options that you have available to you as to the format that will show up here in the menu bar of your browser in this location box, it'll show you how your page is being displayed. So for example, it was defaulted to day and name, so that would give you the day that the post was created and the name of the post. It could also just be a random number. It could be the month and the name, which is what we just said. It could be, once again, numeric like that. Could be the name of the post, or it could be some sort of custom structure that you create. More often than not, it's this one right here, post name, which is beneficial because for two reasons. One, it shows you the name of the page you're on up here, and also it helps with search engine optimization. But they've asked us to change it to month and name, so we'll go ahead and hit Save Changes. And then we will look at what they have down here for us. So everything else here is tests that you can do. Now we're not going to go through and do all these crazy tests. The main reason you would do this is if you're using underscores to develop a theme that you are going to use on your website or possibly even resell or give away, you would want to go through all these tests to make sure that your theme sort of went through a trial by fire and everything worked properly. Now, out of the box, without any customization on your part other than aesthetics, the underscores theme should work and should pass all of these tests. It's really when you start getting into the PHP code and changing things like functions and other high-level functionality that you're going to have to do some of these tests. But this stuff is available here for you if you like. Okay, so let's go and look, double check, hit Save Changes here again just to be sure. Better safe than sorry. I always click on those buttons more than once if I don't remember if I did it. So anyway, if we go back to the website now, we see we have all kinds of stuff here we can play with. We've got the blog, we've got a drop-down menu here, second drop-down menu looks like that has even more levels to it, and of course posts, comments, archives, categories, and the traditional metadata down there. I think there's a footer, yeah, there it is, down there as well. So this will give you something to start with, just some data that you can play with. But let's look at some of these things. Let's go to see what they have set up here. So here's their blog page. Here's what they're calling their front page. This is about the tests, and so you can go in here and they'll show you, some different images and how they're being laid out here. So this is what's called page markup and formatting. These are the different sizes of headers, H1 through H6, H1 being the largest, H6 being the smallest, and this is how they format on the page. Also something called a block quote, which formats content exactly as it looks when you put it in the code. There's tables, lists, here's some HTML tags. So this is all, really useful information. Let's see what else they've got in here. It's how to clear a float. Of course, float is a positioning CSS statement that floats an image left or right. And sometimes you have to clear those because they interfere further down the page with some other layout. Here's what a page with comments looks like. Looks like we got that page with comments disabled. And these are just some levels, some hierarchy levels. So this is dropping down through the different levels of your drop-down menu. Lorem ipsum, of course, our friend, the strange fake Latin, page A and page B. We can go over here and investigate some of these posts, some of the comments. Here's an example of a comment. Here's some archives going back many years. Here's a post that has audio in it. Here's some different categories that the posts are set in, because this test data is obviously focused on a blog, and it has all of these different categories for the posts. And of course, at any time we can go back to either the home page we made or what they call their front page, and you can click on this to get back to the home page as well. Okay, so that is a short video talking about how to import the test data and how to play with it and see, what you can see, what advantages you have from that. You should go ahead and do that, and then of course feel free to delete the data at any time. Once you sort of learn something from it, it's pretty easy to delete things. For example, if you want to delete all these posts, if you want to delete any single post, you can just click on those posts and say that you want to move them to the trash and hit apply. Or if you want to do everything on this page, just click the top box and it selects everything, and then you can say move to trash. Now keep in mind, when you trash something, it's not deleted, it's just put here in the trash. You actually have to go to the trash and then say delete permanently for it to go away. But so you have posts in here that can be deleted. You have some front pages, or I'm sorry, some pages that can be deleted after they've outlived their usefulness. And then we can look into the plugins and see what's here. There's a variety of plugins that are here. And some of these are plugins that I've installed to show you some examples of things. So this is probably not a good example of what you have on your site. You may have very few plugins on your site, probably do. So we can talk about the plugins another time. But anyway, go ahead and play with this test data and learn what you can from that, and then we'll go on from there. All right.